Hey guys, this is Bitcoin Weekend. It is 17th March 2017, and I want to talk about this one. Will Bitcoin die via fork? Well, hard fork, soft fork, well, whatever it may be. Will Bitcoin die from fork? Obviously, hottest topic within the Bitcoin world is will the Bitcoin fork or SegWit or whatever it may be. What's gonna happen? That's the biggest topic, right? To be honest, I am not an engineer. I cannot write a code. I am not good at computers. I'm just looking at price. And however, I found pretty interesting sort of correlation between this hard fork, sort of the fork topic and the price movement. So I want to share today. The first of all, I was looking at Google Trend. All right, so this is a Japanese one. However, I was looking back past 5 years, and I was searching under the word of Bitcoin fork. And this is all word, 5 years, all categories, web, search, and popularity. Right, so let's see the score. And as of now, we are hitting here. The score is 47. And the highest score we have experienced so far is this one on August 16 to August 22 at 2015, and that was 100. So obviously, this sort of issue, like will a Bitcoin fork or what, or if forks, what's gonna be happening, like a 1 or 2 or 3 or 5, or what's gonna happen for the grandchild, etc. So this sort of the topic was discussed, and people was worrying about quite many times, and clearly there are 4 spikes, right? And so if we check, this is the biggest spike, and this is the second, and we are facing third biggest concern as of now, and this is the fourth, right? So this is the one that people talked about in the past. All right, so let's just take a look at the price history. Highest concern. Okay, so what was the highest concern was August 17, 2015, and second biggest concern was before Mount Gox, and that was back in by the way, this is a weekly chart. By the way, that was March 11th. All right, and now we are facing a third concern, biggest concern, and the fourth was this one. This was just right. Well, this is not just, but it's 1, 2, 3, fourth week after halving day came in, right? So, what do you see from this chart? It's I believe this is quite obvious. Like after every time this sort of hard fork topic came into play, price start to jump up, and you see this shows a pretty good sign of the bottom, like, right? It always price hikes after this sort of fork topic came in. Of course, this time, of course, the block sizes fall, and there are a lot of politics ongoing, like does people goes to this way or that way or whatever it may be. There are a lot of politics, there are a lot of players, and Bitcoin's price is so high, so many players comes in, so it's not the same game we experienced as of $300 time. It's the price hiked, and it's a real game, so it's not a sort of junior high game. However, if we just look at the history, it's always like this, okay? So that was one clue, and the other number I was looking at was, so I was looking at the data from January 8th to March 12th. The data came from this coinmarketcap.com. I really appreciate these data. Thank you for these guys. I really enjoy these data. Right, so I was looking at the market shares, and well, obviously these 20 coins are the major players, and more than that, Bitcoin is 80%, and like Ether 7%, and Dash 2%, Ripple 1%, and others. That's the market structure, right? So I was looking at the market share of these altcoins. Okay, so this is the Ether. This is Ether, and this is Dash. And you see, there's a spike, right? We see a lot of spike. And let me just go back to the market cap again. So this is a global chart, and this shows this is a total market cap. That means market cap. If the price of the cryptocurrencies is 1, and if the cryptocurrency issued thousands, this market cap goes to $1,000. That's the market cap. So that means this includes Bitcoin, this includes Ether, Dash, or etc., Monocoin, Litecoin, everything in it. And then the market cap is just skyrocketing. So as clearly we can see the trading volume is pretty high, and the market cap is increasing pretty dramatically. So that means from the fiat currency world, monies successfully keep flowing in to this crypto world. And as a gate, Bitcoin works. So people usually transfer money from fiat to Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin to Ether, or like a Monocoin, or whatever it may be. So this is a sort of the gate, right? And what's really happening now is the total volume of cryptocurrency is increasing. It never stops. And then if we look at the altcoin market cap, it's just skyrocketing. So that means Ether or Dash or these guys are crazily going up and crazily going up. And now this is the market market share of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin market share is steadily going down. However, well, I don't think this is such a problem, because it's originally this Bitcoin market share was sort of downtrend. Of course, because the cryptocurrency was exactly Bitcoin before. However, as of now, we do have heck more altcoins, and it's much easier to trade between Bitcoin to other altcoins as of now. So there are so many things. So it's pretty obvious that the market share of the Bitcoin will be downtrend. And if you take a look at the forex market, the major currency of the traders uses is it's pretty much US dollars, and their share is somewhere around 65% to 70% or more. So that's a basic currency. So USD is a basic currency, and within a cryptocurrency world, Bitcoin is the one like US dollars within a fiat world, right? So if we look at a share as of now, it's still 75%, and it's pretty much the same role with the US dollars. And I don't think this is such a horrible thing. This is pretty sort of okay level. And let's just comes back to market share diagram. So what really happening right now is, Ether price jumps up simply because market pour money in these cryptocurrencies. However, unfortunately, as of now, Bitcoin is full of debate of fork, and now ETF rejection, and well, a lot of politics going on, of course. And so it's scary, right? It's so if people would like to expose themselves to this crypto world, if I were a very newbie, I might choose Ether, or I might choose Dash, because that sounds like safer, right? So that means that sort of the newcomers' money going into these like cryptocurrencies, altcoins, this clear trend shows that. And if we just go back to chart again, once again, it's pretty obvious that this sort of the fork issue comes in and the price hikes. Bitcoin is still the wild animal, so anybody can do anything. So if people want to pump and dump some sort of the information and push the price down, maybe the big player can do. And there is a history, right? So if we already know that if we talk about fork issue, price can, dips a little bit, and still holds a little bit, and that works as a sort of the break of the price hike. And what really happening right now is, yes, ETF rejected, and that means it's sort of the market top. It's obviously it's a psychological level. It's a 1300. Well, by the way, last year 2016, the gold price, the range was somewhere around 1050 to, well, it's not exact, but this sort of the range. So this 1300 level is sort of for the people's, psychologically, this is a sort of the range of, Bitcoin should be in. That's people's idea, I suppose. In psychologically. So if this price hit, right, and the ETF didn't go through, price once dropped. However, it just came back again. It's not such interesting. So if people or like a big player would like to make the profits, well, buying lower, they need to do something. So within that case, this sort of the hard fork is a pretty good topic. And of course, this sort of the topic was always talked, like a hard fork or soft fork. It's been a while. It's been so many times it's been discussed. Well, a lot of like newspapers or a lot of people talks about Bitcoin is dead, dead or done or false or whatever it may be. People always talks about that and tortured. However, Bitcoin survived like a phoenix. It never died, so it just came back. So I was looking at the past history, and this was 2011 at the Bitstamp. The price was like $5.5, and now it came to 1300. It's more than 200 times within the 5 years. So I still more inclined to believe this history 2011 to 2017 instead of recently came out of sort of the fork issue. Of course, there may be a risk that Bitcoin really dies, and if price dives into zero like this, who knows? Nobody knows the future. The most important thing is you or I or whoever trying to participate this wild market, we need to be aware of risk. Even you trade gold or oil or forex or whatever you trade, if you think your profit first, it's not gonna work. What you really need to do is you need to find what's the risk of yours first. So let's say you place a limit order at 1,000. Oh, by the way, the other day I created a video at the Plan B ETF rejection, and I was talking about like $1,000 maybe a good place to buy, and actually Bitstamp just hit this number, and I was watching the price movement, and I was like, yes, I was actually placed this level of the limit order in Japanese exchange. And so what really happened was, even this Bitstamp hit 1,000, Japanese exchange was somewhere around 13 man yen, and that was pretty high. Well, people, as of now, Japan has got a pretty big premium within the Bitcoin cryptocurrency market. Anyway, if you place a limit order $1,000, what you need to think about is how far you will marry Bitcoin. So are you going to marry with 500, or are you going to marry to 300, or more than that, 0, or whatever it may be? And if you decide to marry Bitcoin this 500, and if this amount was, say, $100, or if your loss will go to $10,000 or million or whatever it may be, if this amount of the money, if you lose, if you are comfortable to lose, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and place a limit order. And however, if you are not comfortable losing the money that you are trying to invest, I'm not gonna recommend it. So this is a very, very deadly important rule when you trade. You need to first think about your loss before you think about your profit. That's a basic principle to survive the trading. So it really comes back to the topic how you want to live with Bitcoin. It's not how the price will move. It's not, nobody knows. What you need to think about is how you're gonna live with Bitcoin. And I myself believes this 5 or 6 or 7 year history, and I somehow think about this Bitcoin is a sort of a God creation, and human being was living such a long period of time, and we are living in just a teeny fraction of time. And the other of the years, people was just chasing animals or living no electricity, no computers, no internet, no Facebook. This is a timeline. If human being came into this planet, and just the last 1% we are living here, we started to have electricity or like machines or engines or internet came in, or hey, here is it, Bitcoin came in. So I still believe this is a sort of the biggest invention that human being made. However, this could be something really changing the world and to a good way. It's gonna make the world transparency. It's just gonna clear all the hidden things. That's my personal belief. Of course, this is just a personal belief, so I'm not gonna force to anybody. However, it's just a simple fact is, let's just take a look back. It's whenever people talks about folks stuff, after that price hikes. So it's up to you how you're gonna act, right? And so I myself am thinking about if the price comes back to somewhere around, I might buy a little bit more and see what happens. Okay, so that's what I was thinking about. Right, that's it. So if you enjoyed the video, please say hello or whatever, leaves a comment to me, and that's gonna gives me a great motivation to create more video. And I hope you guys have got a great weekend. Right, have a good day. Bye.